I really apologize for the break in transmission. Like, if you're just joining us, please go and watch the previous video because we got caught because of internet and I had to restart the live video. But I'm going to continue from where we stop about the chart. So like I said, if I go to 4 hours, now mind you, I did this drawing on weekly and daily chart, and we are trying to see where is this leading us, what is likely going to play out on BTC for the rest of 2021. Now, like I said, price is currently trying to hold up this line. Right now, what they are doing, these bulls are doing, is as you can see, the major support, like I said, right now is around 52k to 48k area. Now this is where the major support is, but as it is now, are we going to get a bounce? Yes, it is currently on an area where we could likely see a bounce, right? So if I try to trace this seller's line, I see that our bounce could lead Bitcoin to anywhere around this point, 60k to 62k area. That's what I see Bitcoin getting into this point. Now if the bulls can actually hold up, they could retest the top of this box, which is around 64k area, if they could hold up on this bounce. But first, I see the bears having more power of pushing them to 50k area before they could even see 66k again. They are most likely to see this 50k area to 52k based on 4 hours chart. That's what 4 hours, because what you see is that they've already pierced through the support, right? They've already pierced through the support, and if they pull up, it's likely going to come and retest this point, which is around this 60k area, right? It's likely going to pull up to retest this area. And if you check the volume, the current volume is not also helping the situation. You can see the volume is quite very dry, right? So what we're having is some sort of sideways around this area, and this sideways is likely going to bring us to retest this point. Now here's what I see. If I go back to daily chart, so you can see the previous time, the last time we came to the top of the red box, we have the same reaction, taking BTC price down to the bottom of that box. Now this box is likely going to play out again like it did the previous time we came to the top of it. So what do I see happening? I see Bitcoin coming down to this price. Now this could likely be playing out from now to the end of November or so. We're likely going to see Bitcoin returning to this point, November to beginning of December. We're going to see Bitcoin coming back to this point, because if you look the weekly chart, the current candle is not really looking good for the buyers, right? There's no nearby support, and you can see it has broken the last low of the previous 4 candles, right? So this is 1 2 3 4. It has broken the low of the sideways that was holding it at the top of the bus all the way to this point where it is. So the chances are high that next week to next 2 weeks, which is end of November to beginning of December, we're going to see the weekly candle taking us down to the bottom of this candle, to the bottom of this point. That's what I really see. Now if these bulls can do more, it is to hold this support, because if they fail to hold the support during this November and December, and we enter 2022, price dropping to the point of 40k area, if they fail to hold it this point to this point, 2022 is not going to be good. Yes, the reason being that now they are no longer here's what I see. So the goal is this, that they should not return to the bottom of this box, because here's the thing, the bigger consolidation is within this point, because they've come to it before. So the chances are that if the bulls are likely going to fill this gap, because there's a gap right here, that's what I see based on the seller's line that is going up, right? there's a gap right here, and if they have to complete this gap will take them to 82k area. If they must complete this gap, they have to either hold this point or this point, which means if they come and make this, that means this is the first time they are touching this bias line. The second time, chances are high they are going to bounce. Now if they succeed in holding it, then Bitcoin could likely come and fill this gap we're talking about, which is going to make it easier, right? But it's not going to be too easy if this resistance right here happen to play out the way I'm seeing it. How am I seeing it? I'm seeing this resistance as actually a bigger consolidation on the weekly chart, right? Which means this box, my box, is containing price, and price cannot move outside of my box. And if that happens, it means the price will get rejected around 66k area at worst, right? That's the bull could bounce around 66k area only to go down. What will that form? That will form this. If the bull make this mistake that I'm saying of coming to this point, then going like this, getting rejected and turning, this is going to form inverse head and shoulder. The shoulder will be this point, the second shoulder will be this point, and this will be the head, which I don't plan on it happening. I don't pray we see something like that, but if something like that happen, it's going to take us all the way back to this point to complete the inverse head and shoulder, right? For price to keep moving up. Now remember, this is, if this plays out, this is what we're going to see. If this rejection get rejected around this point, beginning of 2022, if we don't see a new all-time high, if we get rejected around 64k to 66k area beginning of 2022, it's not going to be good, because Bitcoin is likely going to find its way to the bottom of this my bigger box again one more time before it start moving. So we're likely going to see that 38k area again before we move. Bulls must hold this point, which is 52k to 48k area. At worst case scenario, they should come and make a double bottom with this point, right? Which is around the same area. Now this is very important. These two lines is very important, because it's the most important area that could save these bulls from dropping below 30k. How? Here, right here, as you can see, right here is what is a support line, a bias support line. They are respecting it right now, and they are doing good job, right? If they fail to hold it, there is another line. Again, this line has been support. They've been following this line since the breakout in 2020, which is also a very important line, right? More stronger than this one, because this one they started following it since the dump in July. That's when they formed this new line. That's their recovery line. But the recovery line can easily break, right? With countless hit on it, it can easily break, right? So if they hit it and then go up, don't get a new high, then return to it, their chances is high they will break it. And if they break it, their next support will be around that 44k area down to that 38k area there again, right? So it's going to be around this area to save them. Now if they fail to hold this area, it's capiche for them. They are returning to this bottom. If they fail to hold this, because why? This is the support line they have been holding December, since in fact September 2020. They have been doing a good job, and if they must continue, they have to continue holding that line. That is what we're going to see them returning all the way down. That's what I see happening right there. Now, like I said, this is weekly chart. Now what about 4 hours lower time frame? What do I see happening in the short term? Here's what I see happening.